Say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project, you live at the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo!
George.
Wrestling with Savage.
I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh?
With Savage! But of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project, you live at the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Welcome to another edition of the greatest podcast at night, Wrestling with Savage, and we're going live right now. And you're going to be watching our, recap of Monday Night Raw and everything in the world of WWE. And we're going to get into it right now. We're here with Gilch. We're here with Anthony. What's going on, guys? How was your weekend? Anything exciting going on, Gilch, in your weekend, in your world? Quiet weekend? Nothing wrong with a quiet weekend. Quiet weekend's real good sometimes. You get away from it all and just relax, How about you, Anthony? Was your weekend exciting? Quiet. Okay. Quiet. I'm not... Yeah. Okay. My weekend was filled with a lot of changes in the house, apparently. Moving the furniture around. Doing work like that. Basically I'm like a butler on the weekends. But for my wife. It is what it is. But speaking of the weekend, we're coming off the weekend. We're coming off SmackDown. And on the screen right there, you see a picture that I think is very important and people aren't taking serious, which is a picture of Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. This is the first piece of physicality we got since Bray Wyatt has returned. And people aren't really making a big deal about the fact that he swung at someone. And the fact that LA Knight stood up to a monster. My quick take on this whole situation. I love it. It's going to be a great match. Probably going to happen at Survivor Series. Hopefully it's a good match leading to Bray Wyatt destroying LA Knight, putting him in his place, and maybe giving us another piece of the chapter. But I hope they turn Bray Wyatt into a monster. I hope they turn him into a Freddy Krueger even. I want to see vignettes of wrestlers sleeping and having nightmares of Bray Wyatt. I want to see vignettes of nightmares of them seeing Bray Wyatt chasing them down alleyways with all kinds of weapons, and make this guy someone that the kids are going to be scared of for a long time to come. You want to make a powerful moment, make them emotionally invested because they're fucking terrified of this guy. What do you guys think on that take, Gilch? Would you like that? See something like that, or is that too much? Mental, yes. Mental. Okay. Well, I don't mean he has to be like the Fiend, but I just mean like a monster as far as like a legitimate character who has multiple personality disorder. I mean, a guy who has nightmares, a guy who terrifies people, a guy who terrorizes the WWE universe. He's not here to win belts. He's not here to win championships or have big fucking... Not right now. Right now, he's here to put fear in the hearts of every single person on that fucking roster. That's how I would book him. Anthony, how would you book him, and what do you think of my booking? Please. Only me? Yeah, that's a big possibility. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. Because let's see. Go ahead, say something. Yeah, the whole thing's a shit show. It's all right. We'll fix it up in 1 second. Say something now.
Hello.
Yeah, there you guys are. Now we're here, and now we're going to start over, basically. This is Wrestling with Savage. You heard me the whole fucking time. Gilch is going to tell you real quick what he actually thinks of fucking Bray Wyatt and LA Knight and The Fiend and all that. If he wants to. If he doesn't want to, I can tell you. He basically said The Fiend doesn't want to see it. Gilch, is that true? You don't want to see The Fiend?
Yeah, it's just hard to book that supernatural stuff and then try and make the guy, he like technically he should never lose, right? I mean, he's a horror, killer, murderer, monster, this and that. So it's hard to book that. I mean, Taker was, way back in the day, and we just carried that shit forever. But yeah, I'm okay with him as a babyface, but still like the crazy lunatic fringe kind of idea.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And Anthony, you were saying you want to see him, but you don't want him to be too strong.
Yeah, because it's like with what. With the with the Fiend character, if you book him too strong, he's somehow gonna get buried in my mind. If you book him like that, if you do him too strong.
I think if you do it like a slow burn over the next 4 or 5 years, he has a championship run, but little by little he turns into this character that's like the Undertaker. He comes out once a year, has big matches at Mania. I wouldn't mind seeing some real crazy storylines. How about a demonic possession? I would like to see him. Listen to this. Listen to my storyline right here, Gilch. Tell me the truth. I'm going to close your eyes when I say this, too. Listen, just really listen right now. Bray Wyatt possesses Sami Zayn. Bray Wyatt possesses Kevin Owens. And with the power of The Fiend and other characters, they are able to stop the bloodline. The only way to stop the bloodline. The only way. Evil Sami, evil Kevin Owens defeat the Usos for the WWE Universal Undisputed Tag Team Championships of the world. And the ultimate good guy, or whatever, bad guy, or anti-hero, or whatever, the monster, demon, he goes on to defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And now you have his stable having the tag team championships, having the whatever, and it's the transfer of power all in one night. Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. Main event of WrestleMania. What do you think? You buying a ticket for that?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. You don't like that? So we're going to get into Roman in a little bit, so we'll come right back to that. Real quick, I'm going to ask one question. I'm going to go to Anthony first. Do you think they should remove the WWE draft? Draft is over. The brand split is over. It's all one company, 2 shows. Do you like it? Or are you buying it?
I honestly like how they're doing it. I like the brand split because I don't. Excuse me. I do like what they're doing right now. I like the fact that there's no more brand split. That there's no more these superstars on SmackDown, these superstars on Raw. Like, keep it fresh, and that's how you keep it fresh. I think Triple H is doing a great job with doing that.
How about you, Gilcher? Would you be happy? In my opinion, the draft should never happen ever again. Like, at least not for a good 20 years.
Listen, I really hated the brand split from day one.
Okay.
I think there has to be a champion of your company, and not 2 kind of equal champions. But I think with the brand split, they backed themselves into a corner where we've heard a couple times that USA Network wasn't very happy that for a while it was Roman just on SmackDown for a while. So I think that they kind of backed themselves into a corner where they need to put programming on each show, including a champion, this and that. So I don't like it. I've never really liked it, but I think once the belts come off Roman, you're going to see some kind of split again.
I mean, to me, even on Busted Open today, they were talking about it. Like, the championships mean more when there's only one of them and it's on one person. And then the storyline starts on Monday and it continues on Friday and it leads into Monday. It's a nonstop circle. It's not, you're going to see this guy on Monday and then, wait, you got to wait till next Monday to see him. No, there should be storylines that happen on Monday that lead into Friday. And Mark Henry said it, and he's 100% right. When they do it like that, it's more organic. It flows. You look forward to shows. The reason why shows like Breaking Bad do so fucking good, or did so fucking good, or The Sopranos, is because you want to know what happens next. Who's Tony gonna kill?
But what the biggest thing is that you want to keep your viewers watching.
Well, that, but you do that by keeping curiosity, not shit like tonight where it's just completely random, out of the ballpark. You don't know what you're going to expect to see. You see 2-3 people that it's like, why are they even on TV? A, and B, what the fuck is even happening here? Like, what is this? But we're going to get into that later tonight. All right, moving on to the next topic. World Cup on SmackDown. I'm interested in this a little bit, you know. I mean, I don't think any of these guys are going to end up beating Gunther, right? The winner of this gets a championship match with Gunther. You have Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Mustafa Ali, Santos Escobar, Butch, Pete Dunne, whatever you're calling him nowadays, Sami fucking Zayn, who in my opinion is the absolute winner of this fucking tournament. I think, right? Who's your pick right here, Gilch? And of course you have Jinder Mahal, right? Who, by the way, he went on to say that he was the greatest WWE champion of all time on SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't bad. I caught it. I didn't watch it live. I watched it later on in the night. But, you know, pretty sure Jinder took the L, right?
He did.
He took the L. World Cup. So who's your pick to win the whole thing?
I think it's going to be Sami, honestly.
Sami? Anthony, what do you see in this one?
Saying the same thing.
All right, so we're all going with Sami. We'll see what happens there. Are you guys even excited at all about the Brawling Brutes now taking on the Bloodline at Survivor Series War Games? Does anybody even care about this? Drew McIntyre comes out, joins the fray.
I've enjoyed it. Listen, I've always been a Sheamus guy. I mean, this guy's been a workhorse for so fucking long. Main events, he get the Continental title seat. It don't matter. He always puts on good. He always puts people over. He always puts on good matches. I love. I'm sorry, but I still can't call him Butch. All right, he's Pete Dunne forever.
Pete Dunne, yeah.
And so I enjoy their matches. I do.
Were they still calling him Butch on Friday on SmackDown? I didn't even pay fucking attention.
Yeah.
I kind of got bored when I saw the Brawling Brutes come out. Not that I don't love. I love the Brawling Brutes, but it's like, to me, it's like just more fucking meat thrown at the dogs. You know, the dogs are gonna do what they do. They eat the meat. They got no absolute chance. There's no chance in hell the Brawling Brutes are gonna beat the Bloodline, man. So it's unconvincible to me. I can't see it.
But it's been unconvincible for how long? Like, how many matches has he now main evented a pay-per-view, Roman, that we said there's not even a question. There's no chance that
no way. And this is going to lead right into the next subject, which is the Usos and their legendary achievement, longest right now as of Monday Night Raw. By the way, we didn't see the Usos tonight, right? Your longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions. By the way, that means Raw champions too, right? And SmackDown champions, right? But yet they weren't on Raw. Now your longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions not on Raw. Does that bother you? Either of you? No? Nobody cares. See, that's the problem. You can see it on their face. Look what you did to us, Triple H. You took us for a good ride, but tonight, I think you should have had the Usos on TV for a little bit. Do something with the Usos. I don't know. Or Sammy, right? Nothing. No bloodline.
Where was he Friday night? Where was Sammy Friday night?
I don't know, Sammy. Nobody knows what's going on with Sammy. Maybe Dexter Lumis kidnapped him like he kidnapped Jay. Right? Breaking news. I just got a letter, email from Dexter Lumis. He kidnapped Jay. Says he wants $5,000. Guys, I can't pay that.
I could buy a lot of memorabilia for that, so I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay.
What I want to know is, when are they going to actually make it one belt?
Probably post WrestleMania, I believe. Post WrestleMania, you're going to see, in my opinion, the WCW Championship maybe come back, and then probably the World Wrestling Federation new Winged Eagle for my prediction, which will be Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes will be holding that belt at the end of WrestleMania. Roman will be on his back, hopefully.
Who do you see the Usos facing for WrestleMania? Brawling Brutes? Because I would love to see that.
It's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I really think that.
Because of the turn. You see a turn coming.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how the Bloodline's going to fall apart. Kevin's going to get in the ear of Sami Zayn, and then they're going to turn on the Usos. They're going to get a match with the Usos, take the titles off the Usos, weaken the Bloodline, and then Cody will finish the job. And you're going to see Sammy and Kevin trying to work with Cody Rhodes. Cody's probably going to be telling him to fuck off. I don't need your fucking help. It's going to be good, but, you know, real quick, I want to get into it. In your opinion, guys, do you think the Usos are now the greatest tag team of all time?
Absolutely ludicrous for those times. It turned me off to the broadcast when they were talking about that. They're not the greatest tag team of all time. And they were mentioning tag teams from the fucking 80s and 70s. It's like, come on.
See, that's how I get Gilch to talk. I got to do something that, like, touches his nerve. Like, see, right there, that just hit the spot. He didn't like that shit. He came out with a fire. He's like, hell no. The fucking, no way. And I agree with him. No way. You're looking at the greatest tag team of all time. It's on your screen right there. That's the Legion of Doom. You're never going to find two men that were put together better. Look the part. These guys walked around, and they were taken so seriously to the point that people thought that if they ever decided to come singles competitors, that either one of them could beat Hulk Hogan up. I mean, that's how over they were in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. People looked at them as walking gods. Like, they're booked on the card. Oh, they're winning that one. They're not losing. They're not losing. They're never going to be a better tag team than that, in my opinion. The only one that comes close is the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys are the only ones that can come close to Legion of Doom. And that would be a good match. That's my legend match. If I had to pick a tag team match that I could watch, fantasy booking, you know, Legion of Doom in their prime with the Dudley Boys in their prime. I'm talking about the tables. When they're powerbombing Moolah through the tables, all that shit. The prime Dudley Boys. My God, that would have been a great match. I mean, I think Bubba would have took the L for the Legion of Doom, though. No problem. No questions asked. Who's your favorite tag team of all time, Gilch? 2 or 3. You can give me 2 or 3 tag team. It doesn't have to be just one, man.
I mean, so I got to go back to like my heyday in wrestling. So I got to go Attitude Era during my teenage years. Therefore, I guess we'll look at it from the sports entertainment angle, and I'm a New Age Outlaw guy. To the grave.
I fucking respect it. I love the New Age Outlaws. Their first year, that was a hell of a special run. It's one of the most special tag team runs you're ever going to see. Organic, real, and it argues the question which version of DX was better, Shawn Michaels' version or the New Age Outlaws version. I'll go to Anthony first on that one. Which version of DX was best, and who was your favorite tag teams of all time? Or tag team, whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Hart Foundation.
Okay, great answer. Great tag team.
My top couple as well.
Yeah, they're up there for me.
I'm a Bret Hart guy, so.
They're like top 5, 10 all time. I'm not going to put them in any fucking order, but for me, top 5, 10 all time in no absolute order. Legion of Doom.
Especially if you want to talk like in-ring wrestling, I don't know how many guys you put over the Hart Foundation. I really don't.
No, back in the day, no. But top 10 all time, man. Real quick, Legion of Doom, Steiner Brothers, Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, Hart Foundation, the Rockers, the Nasty Boys, and Demolition, and of course, the Mega Maniacs. You have to put them in. You have to put Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. That tag team was the 2 greatest people of all time put together in one. So it was good. But yeah, Legion of Doom.
No, I just realized another tag team I didn't like, but they scared the hell out of me as like a 9-10-year-old watching on Saturday mornings, and it was the Natural Disasters.
They were a real deal. Earthquake and Typhoon, absolutely. I remember them. They were terrifying together. You know who else was a really good tag team, too? I loved Owen Hart and Yokozuna. I thought they were phenomenal tag team.
They were a tag team?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they were a tag team for a while. They were tag team champs. You didn't know that?
Okay. So what about, I want to know 3, like a trio. Like, who's your favorite trio? Mine is the Wyatt family. Hands down.
That's a good pick. There's nothing wrong with that pick. But for me, I'll go with the original NWO. Hogan and the Outsiders. That's tough. You got Kevin Nash and Diesel, whatever.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon and Scott Hall.
I mean, it was just for me to watch the things that they did against the Shield. Like, the Shield brought out so much of the Wyatt family, and the Wyatt family did the same for the Shield.
I'll give the Shield credit. I enjoyed the Shield's work, too, when they first came in. And their first job was to destroy CM Punk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
right?
so.
With that Ryback was fighting him or something.
Yeah. I think they destroyed Cena and Ryback in that match in their debut.
That's crazy.
Walking out with the turtlenecks. I'm like, really?
That's crazy. But speaking of the bloodline, you're going to have Roman Reigns over here leading the way. He's not going anywhere for a while. I mean, he's definitely not losing until WrestleMania, I don't think. And some people are saying that he's not going to lose at all. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see where they're going to go with this man. If he doesn't lose at WrestleMania, just know that he's not losing until, like, probably the next WrestleMania. Like, Jesus Christ. What do you think?
You can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't end this whole bloodline, one of the great heel title runs. And again, we spoke about this. I am not a Roman guy. He's won me over the last year and a half for putting on better matches. But you're not going to end this, what is an epic all-time heel championship run, not at WrestleMania. It's got to be at Mania. You're not going to do this at, like,
Survivor Series or fucking...
Yeah, or even, like, one of the smaller ones. It's got to be done. Mania, maybe SummerSlam, maybe, but I still think it's got to be Mania.
I think for the prestige factor, it's got to be Mania, just for the historical... And make people talk about it, right? When something happens at WrestleMania, people fucking spend a lot of time just talking about it nonstop. What do you think, Anthony?
I'm loving the whole bloodline thing, but I don't know. For me, it's getting like, it's just like, all right, like, when can we, like, end this?
No,
for me,
I don't blame you.
It's
but
too long.
No, you're not wrong, but I'm just trying to warn you that it might not end. Like, just get ready for it.
It's what the problem is? The problem is, we spoke about this, but the problem is, as time goes by and Roman holds the title, they're kind of backing themselves into a deeper and deeper corner, because as long as this run goes on, it's got to be more of like, when it comes off him, it's got to be such an epic. Whoever wins is going to be pushed to the moon. And the longer the reign becomes, the more so that's got to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more about Roman another time. Roman gets enough time on this show all the fucking time. He's not going anywhere. That's all you need to know for right now. And, there's no Cody Rhodes right now. There's in sight anyway. Not yet. So, to even talk about it, it's just bullshit. We don't know. We have to wait and see. Bloodline, Roman, they're not going anywhere. Just know that. Six-pack challenge also on SmackDown. Are you okay with Shotzi being the winner of this, Anthony? Or would you have had somebody else? Who would you have picked from that six? Or maybe somebody that wasn't even in the match?
I honestly don't even know. I don't remember who was even in the match.
Well, I mean, it was, you had Raquel, you had Shotzi. Who else was in that match, Gilch? I don't remember. It wasn't a really memorable match. Shotzi ended up winning the match, but to me, Raquel's the one that should have won that. But I don't think they want to bury Raquel. If she loses in this six-pack, it doesn't really affect her. We know what she can do in the ring singles. I think they're saving her for her own special run next year. She's obviously not going to have a match with Ronda at Mania.
She's going to be stuck losing to mid-cards for a year before they push her?
Probably, because they're going to want to do something with Shayna, Charlotte. That's what we're going to get into.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just. I'll ask you right now. I just have a question to ask Gilch right here. I mean, here you see a picture of a young Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Right now, they're going to be together. So the question is, are they going to stay together for long term, or are they going to split up before Mania and then that's going to lead to a match? Or would you rather see them have the full year? And if you could only pick one, Gilch, that is coming back to have a match at WrestleMania, and it's Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch, but only one of them's coming back to have a match. Who is it, Gilch, and why?
It's Becky. No.
Oh, see?
Shit, that's a tough one.
It's tough, right?
Shit.
It's not tough for me, though. It's Charlotte fucking Flair all day.
Yeah, I guess.
All day and night. Now he's scratching his head. Who's it for you, Anthony?
Sasha.
Okay.
That's what I was leaning for.
I could totally see Sasha, especially since we haven't seen her in such a long time. People want to see her come back and have a match and all that good stuff. But for me, it's Charlotte.
I thought she was going to be the fifth member of Damage Control. I actually thought she was going to be the 5th member.
Well, it's possible. I mean, that could still happen. That could still happen any day now. I mean, I could totally see that happening at 100%. But, Gil, to go back to my last question, do you want to see Ronda and Shayna stick around for a long time as a team?
No, I want to see them fight.
You want to see them fight? Yeah, I do want to see them fight too. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe if they had a small little tag team championship run, right?
They should bring out an MMA cage, and that should be like the gimmick for the fight.
I think they could, have a great fucking long run. But that's it right there. That was the only question I had. And now we're going to get into Monday Night Raw. It's coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. You get some pictures of the crowd over here. Some of them actually look to be standing up and excited to see Monday Night Raw, right? They're hyped to be there, it sounds like. Raw opens up with Seth freaking Rollins. He's coming to the ring to what sounds like a loud ovation. Here we go into the video package reminding us of what happened last week with Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Instead of straight action, Raw refuses to break their protocol, and to me it's fucking annoying. I gotta admit, the curb stomp in slow motion though that they showed in that replay, that shit was hot. It looked good. Rollins goes on about how he beat everyone. He's revolutionary, all this bullshit. Austin Theory, his plan of cashing in on Seth Rollins. It did not work out well for him. Fans start chanting, "That was stupid," which I liked. It was a nice touch because it really sets up Theory for later in the night. This whole reason of Seth even bringing up his name, that whole "this is stupid" chat, it just makes what happens later in the night that much sweeter, and it was the best part of Raw, which we'll get into it later.
But the crowd was really good. Starting there. There
was some good stuff tonight. Here and there. Seth then goes on to say, "I'm sure he will be out here later, and you can tell him how stupid he is then. What's the one thing that's different about the U.S. Championship? Oh, it's me. Because of me, this is the top prize on Monday nights. And we're going to have a main event. Seth Rollins is going to be defending his legacy against his former friend and foe, Finn Balor." Bobby Lashley comes out, has the mic in his hand, says, "Last week I turned this little selfie boy into a punchline. Seth says you tried to take my soul from my body, and I think something's wrong with you, and it has to do with you losing to," let me try this, "Brock Lesnar." I can't do it as good as Seth or Paul Heyman. Mustafa Ali, of course, has to come out, and Bobby proceeds to beat the shit out of him. They have a match, yada, yada, yada. What do you think happens? Gilch, why don't you tell us what happened in that match? I'm sure you can keep it the exact details, probably. Tell me what happened. Mustafa Ali, what did he do in that match?
Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he jumped on Bobby Lashley's back a couple of times, right? Tried to choke him out. Here's a picture of that curb stomp, by the way. That curb stomp was beautiful by Seth Rollins. But Mustafa Ali is just going to get the shit beaten out of him. Bobby, looking pretty vicious, does what he does. He dumps him out of the ring twice. Says that he's pissing him off. Welcomes him to get an ass whooping. They have a match. Bobby Lashley used Ali like a rag doll to clean the ring with. Choke slams. He launched him off the ring post. We get a spear that hopefully sends Ali to the unemployment line. Big statement as a heel, though, in this whole match. And Bobby does look very scary without much help from anyone. And I think this is leading to a Hurt Business reunion, in my opinion. That's where I think this is leading. They probably want to put him back together with MVP, maybe even Omos, maybe Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, he's losing too, right? Why is he even on TV, Shelton? There's a reason. They're using him. So I see it already. I see the pieces. The only reason he's going bad guy right now is because they already talked to him about it, and they said, "We want you to bring back Hurt Business." And he was probably like, "Oh, fuck yeah. I like that shit. It's different. It's fun. Let's do it, Powerful guys with suits on, kicking ass." And maybe that will be the faction that takes down the Bloodline one day. If the Bloodline don't lose now, right, at Mania, maybe that's what happens next year, and you see the Hurt Business have a meteoric rise. Bobby Lashley leads the campaign to destroy Roman Reigns. It's one scenario. There's many scenarios. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Anthony, what'd you think of the match and the whole shit with Seth Rollins and Bobby and Mustafa Ali?
The match with Lashley and Mustafa, I liked where they are going with Lashley's character because it's reminding me of when he first broke into the business on SmackDown. Like the badass Bobby Lashley. Not the
fair.
soft guy that we had with the McMahon administration. This, like, I'm loving this Bobby Lashley. Loving it.
Okay, I like bad guy Bobby. Did you guys notice his tattoo on his chest too, Gilch? It looks like he has like a scar he got tattooed on his chest. So, it looks like Brock Lesnar really cut him deep. I don't know. We got an interview now with OC with Mia Yim. Gallo says he's the reason Mia Yim joined because he is good with the ladies. AJ challenges Finn Balor to a match at Survivor Series. And then they call her Mi Chim. Mi Chim, which is a nickname in Korean for crazy, I guess. And she's about to have her in-ring debut next. And it's going to be Maya Yim versus Tamina. And this match, I didn't see this one coming. You see Rhea Ripley and Dom out there. They're watching, just trying to play mind games with Mia Yim. And it looks like they don't even need to do the job. It looks like Mia Yim is playing mind games with herself. This match was bad. Her movement was bad, sloppy. It looked like the crickets. I heard the crowd say once, "Woo!" when she chopped, right? She should have just kept chopping because that was the only reaction she got, besides the other small reaction from about, I'd say, probably 35 fans who started chanting, "Oh, bask in his glory," whatever. There was a little section that tried to get that chant out. And you could see Mia, or Miss Yim over here, she looked like she was not ready for, like, that reaction. I think that silence just, like, fucked with her. Everything looks sloppy with me. Tamina obviously in there to do the job, to make her look right, because she has to go on and fight Rhea Ripley. So they have to make her look like she can kick somebody's ass. To me, it didn't look like she was kicking any ass tonight. The finisher looked flat. Doesn't look believable. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. Gilch, what did you see on this shit? You got anything on me? This was bad. Yeah. How about Anthony? You got anything? Let's keep this shit rolling, man. It was bad, right?
Yeah, it was not a fun match to me.
I'll give Tamina bump of the night. That frog splash that she missed off the top rope. At least she really jumped. Took a nasty front bump, man. Shout out to Tamina for taking that nasty front bump. Maybe we can get her on Wrestling with Savage. I never see her on a Monday night. That's a rarity now. What's next? This shit was bad, though. It was really bad. Yeah, Rhea Ripley out there doing her job. Ringside. Blah, blah, blah. How do we just fast forward through all this shit? Now we get an interview with Riddle. He says Elias is booking our gigs. He does our rock star stuff. Then we get the shush, bro, shush, bro, shush, bro. Okay, enough of this bullshit. It's very ridiculous. He says it's embarrassing that you two clowns are playing in a band together. And it's even worse that you guys are a tag team. They're going to have a match. Riddle versus Gable is going to be coming up later in the night. Damage Control and Mia Yim. Bailey says you need to remind you got to remind everyone who Mia Yim is by joining our team at War Games. Mia says she's good. She says she'll think about it. Then the OC shows up. They all high five. And now we get into the match with Riddle and Gable. Gilch, I'll go to you first. I thought this match wasn't bad, actually. I kind of liked it because I like Gable. I'm a big fan of Gable. I think his in-ring work speaks for itself. And Riddle, he's capable, and I thought he looked fantastic until he pulled out the Randy Orton bullshit. Because I don't, like, it looked like he was actually finally being himself for a little bit. He did a bunch of moves that looked authentic to his character from NXT. And then he has to go and do the fucking DDT and the taunt. Fucking sick of that shit. What did you see? Somebody give me something, man. I'm tired of talking. I need some help.
Honestly, seeing I could see Randy Orton come back and getting pissed off about that.
Pissed off about Riddle still doing it?
And turning on Riddle.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious, though. That's 100% going to happen. But that's if Randy Orton comes back, which I haven't heard anything. Gilch, have you heard anything about Randy coming back? Not at all. Not at all. The match itself was all right.
What do you do with his character? What do you do with his character now?
With Riddle?
Yeah, like, are you going to still have him keep doing all this Randy Orton shit instead of having him going back to what he used to do?
Yeah,
I like the Riddle from NXT.
I think a lot of people like the Riddle from NXT, but Triple H right now probably is holding the options open. Maybe the merchandise is still selling. The whole, they probably have tons of T-shirts that they didn't sell yet because they didn't think Randy was going to get hurt.
I don't want to give anything away, but remember that backstage segment with Dolphin and Theory? I don't know if you noticed his sleeveless hoodie, what it said on it.
What did it say? Remind me.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure. The match was okay, though. I had fun with it. There was a crazy spot from Gable to Riddle. Nasty-looking German release off the top rope. We get a break. Then they come back. We get a shush, some bullshit. Now Riddle comes back, hits some crazy nonstop offense. A lot of action. There was a beautiful powerbomb into a knee to the face that all went very well together. Gable with an innovative counter to turn it into an ankle lock. That looks sick. I'm sure Gilch liked that at least, right? When he dragged him and turned it into an ankle lock. That was impressive. That's different. We didn't see that. Gable then with some nasty offense of his own, but Randy's now back in the ring. Nope, it's just Riddle. But he's back with all this bullshit, vintage DDT taunts. And then he tries to take care of Otis, but in the end, Gable with some killer wrestling skills to pick up the win. And it's a big win, right? Because Riddle just beat Seth Rollins at the Fight Pit. And now Gable just beat Riddle. To me, that's a big win. That's a push for Gable. That's how I'm taking it. It's a heel push because he had to cheat to win. Otis was holding down the legs of Riddle. That piece of shit. But I thought overall the match was fun. I give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Would anybody else give that match a thumbs up? Give it a thumbs up? All right. How about JBL and Corbin playing poker? Does that get a thumbs up?
I thought it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, it was.
I don't like it. Okay.
I liked it a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't get this whole pairing.
No, they bring him whiskey. He turns it down and says, I don't drink that shit fucking whiskey from here. I have my own goddamn whiskey. I don't drink whiskey from hillbillies like you. JBL, he's always funny. But then some reason, and here's one of the surprises of the night. Tozawa just randomly shows up, says he plays poker. JBL says, have you ever played before? He's like, no. He's like, do you even know the rules? No. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, your money's good here. I knew where this was going, but, we'll let it play out as the night goes on. And next we're going to get a segment from The Miz, who comes out looking like... what's that guy's name now? Johnny Gargano even said it tonight, man. My God. Mr. Rogers. You guys remember Mr. Rogers from PBS? Yeah, so Miz comes dressed out like Mr. Rogers, wearing the fucking vest, smiling at everybody. Honestly, I don't even want to read all this shit. This segment was fucking horrendous. This whole thing with him and Johnny Gargano is stupid. I just want to see the match already between him and Dexter Lumis. Long story short, Miz basically says that he's sorry that he paid Dexter Lumis, but he wanted some empathy from everybody. And what is he supposed to do? He's been here for 18 years. He busts his ass. He shows up to work every single fucking day. He's been doing his job. He doesn't call out sick. And even when he's injured, he still fucking comes in and finishes his match because he is the Miz and he is awesome. And he wants you to know that. But you won't love him no matter what he does. You guys just boo him. And he's sick of it. At the end of the day, he's just... And this is all from my heart. I'm not even reading notes. I love The Miz so much that I remember everything he says. If this is from his heart, he's just here on this planet to be a loving father and a loving husband. But he comes to work and he feels unappreciated from all you damn fans who don't recognize greatness when you see it. And that's what The Miz is. He's greatness. Now, this segment isn't greatness, but The Miz is greatness. I don't care what anybody says. But Dexter Lumis comes out, chases the Miz, of course, no physicality. Miz manages to get away, and now Johnny Gargano tells us there's going to be a match at Survivor Series. Miz versus Dexter Lumis, 1-on-1. And what's going to happen? If Dexter Lumis wins, he's going to get a contract with the WWE, and Miz is going to have to pay him all that money he owes him. Now, who gives a fuck about this storyline? Not me, but I do want to see Dexter Lumis wrestle in a fucking WWE ring. And that's going to happen live on Survivor Series, which, by the way, you can catch on the Peacock Network if you pay them. Anybody have any comments on Miz, Johnny, or Dexter Lumis?
Tired of this shit.
Tired of it? Does anybody think Johnny Gargano's going to come out at Survivor Series and screw the Miz and make sure that Dexter wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because Johnny's got to get involved, right? He's not even booked on the card. That's another thing I can't get. He's sitting here doing all this shit for somebody else's fucking match. What are you doing for you? Fucking Mr. Johnny Wrestling.
What's creative got for him?
His name has turned into Johnny Soap Opera.
But this is the
Johnny
best
comedy.
thing you have for this guy?
Johnny Drama. I like that one too. Johnny Drama. You know what I mean? Like, who does this kind of shit?
I want to cry because of this crap. That's how bad it is. Why are you putting Gargano in a feud with The Miz? Like, first of all, elevate The Miz a little bit. Put Gargano in a better match. I want to know what this whole thing is like coming to.
I'm hoping that there's a much bigger storyline here that is in the works, leading between Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, Dexter Lumis, Theory. I'm hoping this is a mastermind kind of story that's starting off very corny, but ends up becoming very sweet. Maybe it's very sour in the beginning, and it's one of those like sweet endings. I don't know.
I would love to see. This is just me, but I would love to see this like go into a War Games match at WrestleMania.
A War Games match at WrestleMania?
If it could be if you could give it a good build and have the build make sense.
First of all, that's never going to fucking happen in any universe because they're never going to set up 2 rings at a WrestleMania.
I'll keep dreaming about it, but
you might get like a fight pit at WrestleMania. You might get steel cage match at WrestleMania. There's definitely going to be now Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, which is the way it should be. I like that it was kind of wiped out right now and reset. And now the new Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania adds another level of prestige and wonder to the event. Those matches are always good. And there's been a lot of them over the years, and they've made a whole fucking pay-per-view out of them. I like that Triple H is going back with more old school stuff, but at the same time, watching Raw tonight, it felt like an episode of, you're seeing all these people from the 24/7 selection, the 24/7 committee over here, Dana Brooke, Tozawa, surprised our Truth wasn't rolling around in a fucking wheelchair somewhere. That'd be a great set. He just comes in rolling with a wheelchair and finds the fucking 24/7 in the garbage. That would have been lit. I would have booked it. That would have been the funniest segment of the night. Right there. R-Truth is injured. He comes rolling his ass in with a wheelchair, grabs that 24/7 title, smiles at the camera, and then rolls off, and we don't see him for like 9 months. He comes back. He's still the 24/7 champion for like 800 days, whatever. Great. But I give The Miz a lot of credit, though. Listen, man. The Miz has been doing his thing for a long fucking time. And The Miz is someone that is incredibly talented. In my opinion, actually underutilized at times. He can be much, 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 much more than he is. But, I feel like now Triple H, he just looks at The Miz and will always look at him as like a mid. He doesn't see main event when he looks at Miz. That's how I feel. I don't think Triple H looks at Miz and thinks of the main event of WrestleMania. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, we're looking at the Walmart version of MJF.
or MJF is the rated R version of The Miz.
Tomato.
Nah. Oh, that tomato. The Miz's tomato's been around a lot fucking longer. Let's be honest. He's been doing this shit for a long fucking time, and he did beat John Cena at WrestleMania 27. So somebody should put some damn respect on his name. Because I heard Vince McMahon call John Cena the greatest superstar of all time. Well,
you know what he is?
What is he?
Bottom line. Awesome.
He is. I agree. Miz is awesome. I don't care what they do with him. He always knocks it out the park to the best of his ability. We get an interview with Shelton Benjamin. They ask him about Theory's failures. And then Dom comes in, cuts him off. Says, yeah, Shelton, tell us about all your failures. Basically, Dom over there just shitting on Benjamin in this mic segment. And Dom actually killed this. Like, I was laughing. I was like, look at Dom over here being a little prick. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. If he could be that good in the ring, now we'd be cooking. He's not there yet in the ring, and we'll get to that later. Shelton Benjamin's going to challenge Dom to a match. Damian Priest also shined in this segment. I thought his chemistry with Dom right now, there's something there. I like the way Dom is hiding behind Damian Priest, and then Damian will say something, and then Dom just repeats it. He's like, yeah, I will fight you. Yeah, we are the Judgment Day. Yeah, I like that. That was actually good. They have good chemistry, and this is the first time we've seen that kind of routine from them. So we'll see what happens with that. It's another layer they're adding to Dom. But unfortunately, now we got to get to the wrestling, and that's where the problem happens, Gilch. When Dom has to wrestle. Coming out here, like Jay would say, doing these luchador fucking moves, Hurricane Rondas, and this and that. He's out there with a fucking pro. A pro's pro. Shelton Benjamin is one of the best pound-for-pound professional wrestlers in the world. Ever. And amateur wrestlers. Ever. Somebody that can go toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. What'd you think of the match, Gilch? Damn. How do I touch a chord with you?
Good.
You liked it? It wasn't bad. But I thought Dom is just clearly not there yet. Choppy, slow. The frog splash looked good, however, though. And he did
put him on TV all the time. He doesn't really have a chance to fucking work. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't work. We have no idea. I imagine he's got the work ethic of his father, but it just, I don't know. Anytime I see this kid in the ring, something's off, and I just can't. Maybe I'm just like I'm a good enough fan to watch it and know something's off, but I'm not. I don't know the back end of the business. Some guys watch and be like, well, it's his footwork, it's this, it's just. Nothing's ever smooth. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, it's not you. It's not you. Anthony, what do you think?
I thought it was a fun match. I see a potential. And I'm not saying now or anytime soon, but I think if we were to give Dom a year and keep him with Judgment Day, him and Priest could be tag team champions. Okay. I think.
That's definitely in the realm of possibility if they're going to stick around for the long haul. If they're going to be together, a team, a unit, yes, I see it. But I give Dom a lot of credit because to come out here every week and be put in the position that you've been put in without the proper training, without going through the NXT Performance Center, without paying your dues, it's not easy. It is not easy. He's basically... They're asking him to do what Theory did, except Theory was a wrestler for a long time before that.
They had The Rock's daughter go through the Performance Center, and now finally in NXT. Like in NXT, like she's not even on the main roster yet. So it's like, yeah.
Why does Dom get that pass? It's not like he's that good that he can get the pass. So it's crazy to me that he got to skip the whole NXT process and is straight shot into the main roster. Main storylines, and for the most part when it comes to segments on the mic, he's actually knocked it out the park. But the wrestling, you can see it. You can clearly see it.
He's in a storyline, like you said, the first storyline you throw him into. Well, actually, no. I guess the first storyline's got to be.
Wasn't it the SummerSlam when they became tag team champs?
And Buddy Matthews was with Ray's daughter.
Rollins.
And didn't they beat the Usos?
Did they? I can't remember.
I think it was, yeah, because I think they beat the Usos, and if they did beat the Usos,
Yeah.
then look at that. He's got that chip on his shoulder. Oh yeah, me and my dad, we beat the greatest tag team of the modern era.
Like you said, he didn't go through the process, and now like his second, major program is against how many Hall of Famers in the ring? AJ's going, right? I think Finn, by the time he's all done with everything's probably would end up going. So you have him work right off the bat working with 2 Hall of Famers. Damian Priest too. You talk about young guys in the business. There's not many guys that can do what he can do right now. So, and even he's not even as good a wrestler as Rhea Ripley. I mean, she's like we know she's gonna go on a run soon. That's gonna be epic. So it's a lot of he's in there trying
she's in her own category.
Yeah, he's trying to mix it up with guys that have been there forever. So it's got to be tough on him too.
I was going to say, I give him a lot of credit, though, because nobody knows how hard it is to get out there in front of the camera, in front of all the people, to talk, to have a match. All that stuff is not easy, especially when you just haven't had the experience. They just straight shot him into the spotlight. You know what I mean? Even when he was a little kid, they stuck him in the middle of the ring with Eddie Guerrero. Eddie's your dad. Yeah, I might have fucked with that kid. We don't know. But anyway, here he is all these years later, and little by little, when I see him do his entrances and they come out, I can see him transforming into a superstar, though. Little by little by little. He is doing the job, and I think 1 year goes by, we're looking at a different Dom. He needs to have like a full year, calendar year of competing, house shows, Raws, whatever it is. Hopefully soon, SmackDowns too. This brand split's gotta fucking stop. I want to see anybody at any time, anywhere. You don't know what's going to happen. That's what made Raw good back in the day. You never knew what the fuck was going to happen on Raw or SmackDown. You watch that shit, and every match was like, fuck, man, I can't believe it. Kurt Angle versus Nick. I'm not even going to get into it. You know what I'm fucking saying. Back then, it was crazy. Shit was wild. The match was okay. These guys apparently are giving it a thumbs up. The frog splash did look good at the end, and Dom does get the big win, gets the assist off of Damian Priest. We see a picture here of Theory. There's going to be an interview going on right now. Kathy over there interviewing Theory. She's going in on Theory about all his failures. Theory says, no one understands me. No one understands the pressure that I'm under because of my look, because of my athleticism. No one knows the full story. I was touted as the next big thing, and I proved that on day one. I exceeded all the expectations, and I became the face of this franchise. They hate on me to this day because they can't relate to me. Everyone wants me to fail. Everyone wants to see me fail, but that's not going to happen. Everyone thinks I failed, but they are wrong because I feel more alive than I ever have. That Money in the Bank briefcase was an anchor on me. He's like, look at Roman. He's like, basically, look at Roman Reigns. I tried to fucking cash in on him. Brock was there. I tried to cash in again. This other guy was there. You're not going to get to Roman. The bloodline is fucking strong. I knew I wasn't going to be able to beat Roman in the bloodline, which is why I went after the next best choice, which is Seth Rollins, one of the best champions of the last decade. So that's why I went after him. And look what Bobby Lashley did to me. Came out, mauled me like a fucking animal, like a piece of shit. Oh, man. All you need to know is if it wasn't for Bobby Lashley, he would be a 2-time champion right now. And then Ziggler comes out and says that was the worst cash-in that I've ever seen. Theory says that he is the now, and he would love to prove that to you. I'll meet you in that ring and show you I have no more excuses. In my opinion, Theory's looking very legitimate, and it looks like Theory is going to benefit from losing that Money in the Bank briefcase, as Corey Graves said. Strong promo by Theory here. Very strong promo. Like, this is a gimmick-defining promo, in my opinion.
Hey, question.
Go.
For some reason, the way I'm feeling about Theory right now. Do we see him beat Gunther or Gunther, whatever his? Do we see him beat Gunther? Could he be the guy that's gonna take Gunther down? I mean, I could see it happening. Like,
I love Theory, and I would be a big fan of that if that happened. But as of right now, the only guy that I could pick to beat him, I mean, if Theory stays on this course and he's booked like this, then I think he can beat anybody. But, you know, besides what I saw tonight, the only other guy is Braun Breaker that I think would be able to beat Gunther.
Did he beat him in NXT for the title?
It's a good question.
Braun?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that guy puts on one hell of a match, Gunther.
Nah, yeah, he's classic. He's one of the best pickups they've had in a long fucking time. But yeah, Theory's looking like he could possibly beat him. Are you guys hyped about the War Games? The rules are announced. Anybody? No, right? I don't care. Fuck War Games. Who do you think's gonna be the fifth member? We know Rhea Ripley joined with Bianca. So you have Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, Mia Yim, and who's their fifth? We have a guess. Is it going to be a surprise?
I could see either Naomi.
It's so funny. I was just the first person I had in my mind.
And how about for the other team? Sasha?
Sasha. I'm sorry, dude, but I don't want to see Charlotte Flair in a ring right now. Her moonsault.
Oh no! Charlotte's above all this garbage. You have to understand that. See, right now the problem the problem where you're thinking right now is you're looking at Charlotte as one of the regular WWE superstars, and my friend, she is not one of the WWE. She's one of the WWE legends. She is the most successful women's professional wrestler in the history of professional wrestling. She's on another level. She doesn't need to sit here and worry about War Games.
No.
War Games? She'd be laughing if she heard what you just said.
I mean, I want to see her. I want to see how she wrestles.
Who?
Honestly, I want to see how she wrestles with Triple H. With Triple H booking her. Because the way she wrestled with Vince McMahon, you have to say.
I was actually really impressed with her, one of her last matches before she left, with Ronda Rousey.
NXT?
Oh, well, NXT's another story, yes. And Charlotte NXT was on another level, but don't forget, she was much, much younger, and she's much, much older now.
But I'm going to say, right, like, I've watched some of her matches just, like, on a whim. I loved Charlotte's matches in NXT. When she made it to the main roster, and then when Vince McMahon kind of, like, you know, put her with some opponents, I was kind of like, with some of them, I was like, really? Like, because I would watch the matches, and I'm like, this isn't Charlotte Flair. I like the NXT Charlotte Flair.
Well,
I want to see how she...
Don't worry, man. Charlotte Flair's coming back, and you're going to see the best version of Charlotte Flair you've ever seen in your fucking life. But now we're going to move on to this bullshit match between Dana Brooke and Io Sky. Nobody gives a fuck. Dana Brooke's a fucking loser. She's going to stay a loser, and that's the end of that. Anybody have anything to say on the fucking loser that is Dana Brooke? Because we got to get through this fucking show. I'm not saying it until 1 in the morning.
When you're tweeting out that you're upset about the loss of the 24/7 title, that pretty much throws all your...
Yeah. She worked extremely hard at being the fucking worst person they had on the fucking roster.
At being the meme champion.
She had a fucking chance. She had a chance to have a sick fucking run. She blew it. End of story. Lacey Evans had a chance to have a sick fucking run. She fucking blew it. That's what happens. Shit happens. Deal with it, all right? Mia Yim comes out. She chooses her fucking side. She's going with whatever the fuck. Bianca Belair. Nobody cares. I don't even care about that match at War Games. I really don't. Now we get another segment. Poker. More poker. This time Tozawa's kicking everybody's ass in poker. I feel bad for Dana Brooke, though, because now I'm looking through the screenshots. Nikki Cross looking good over there. Io Sky picking up the win. Mia Yim coming out. Bullshit. There's the 4. Now we're with Tozawa. He's kicking everybody's ass. He's taking Corbin's money. He's taking JBL's money. And then he actually challenges Corbin to a match. Now, I love Tozawa. And you want to sit there and talk about NXT? Tozawa's one of the greatest fucking performers I've ever seen on TV in NXT. He was awesome. Intensity, Dude, you got to see some of his matches from NXT. This guy was like a wild man, bro. Savage. He'd come out there. He looked like Hook. He wore like the same kind of like kickboxer trunks that Hook does. Yeah. And just fucking go, bro. I'm talking about bangers. Every match this guy had on NXT was a fucking banger. I'm not even lying to you. And tonight, you got to see a little sample of it with all his fucking karate kicks. He was kicking the shit out of Corbin. But we're going to get into that match in a little bit. Because first, you're going to see another match. Basically, Tozawa takes all their fucking money. He slaps Corbin's hand away. And then Corbin was also trying to cheat, by the way. Corbin said that he had 3 aces. Tozawa took his card and said, "You're a liar. You're a cheat. I want you in the wrestling ring." They have a match. Whatever. Not the best, but at least they had some kind of substance there for why they're having a match. Theory's now going to have a match with Dolph Ziggler. He has no cell phone in hand. No cell phone in the hand of Austin Theory. New look, new attitude, and he is taking on Dolph Ziggler. There is no love between Ziggler and the now Austin Theory. This match was a fucking banger. He's not a damn kid anymore. This was a 6-6 statement made by Theory tonight on Monday Night Raw, who absolutely killed it in this match, in this segment, in the promo. The match ended in DQ because Theory just snapped, lost his fucking mind, took him to A-Town down twice, took him outside, beat the shit out of him, threw him in the steel steps, threw fucking chairs at him, threw a fucking recliner at him. Officials had to come out and break it up, and he still wouldn't stop. Theory's intensity and the facials, everything he did tonight was fucking money. He is a superstar, and maybe even the new legend killer, Gilch. When I saw this tonight, that's all I could keep thinking about. Randy Orton when he was young, and he snapped and turned into the legend killer. I would love to see Theory have a run and just take out some legends. Wouldn't you love to see the new legend killer here? He looks like a legend killer.
Not bad. That's not a terrible idea.
Okay. How about you, Anthony? You want to see him become a legend killer? Obviously, he lost the match, but nobody cares that he lost the match. No one's going to remember this match because he lost. They're going to remember this match because he made a statement tonight.
I don't care about the match. I care about the fact that this dude came out, no cell phone in hand, and just just beat the bloody piss
all business
out of Ziggler.
All business.
Yeah. This is a theory that if Triple H keeps booking him right, this is the guy that I could either see him take down Gunther or Roman without a belt. Or even with the belt. I don't know. If that's just me. That's just how I'm seeing this. If you keep him this way, you keep booking him like a badass.
From what I saw tonight, he's the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world right now as far as taking and giving moves.
Yeah.
Like, this kid, everything he does looks so fucking perfect. It's insane. It's insane how good he makes everything look. And effortless.
Oh, yeah.
He is the only one that reminds me of a young Randy Orton I've ever seen in the ring. Because when I saw Randy for the first time, I said, God damn, boy. Now there goes a new fucking champion. There goes the new legend. That guy's going to kill everybody. Look at him. Same thing for Theory. How can you not? I mean, especially after tonight. I can understand if before tonight you said, nah, fuck Theory, this, that, whatever. But after tonight, and he had stone cold like intensity tonight, Gelch. He had stone cold like intensity tonight. Best way I could describe it. I loved it. I loved the match. I loved the statement. He made Raw shine tonight. He made Raw shine tonight. He was the highlight of Monday Night Raw tonight, without a doubt. Better than the main event. Better than the opening. The man, Austin Theory absolutely killed it. And I got some great screenshots here. Can't wait to post these up on the Facebook Busted Open page. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and all that shit. And guess what? You're going to find out what happened next between Baron Corbin and Tozawa as soon as we're back right here on Wrestling with Savage. are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw.
All right, back here on Wrestling with Savage. Now we're going to get into this match between Baron Corbin, Tozawa. We haven't seen Tozawa wrestle on TV in a long, long time. So, I mean, in my opinion, Tozawa had more offense done tonight than he's had in the last 4 years. It was crazy to see, surprising, to be honest with you. But in the end, Corbin hits the end of days and this match is over. It wasn't a bad match. Classic big man, little man match. I like how Corbin managed to make Tozawa look like a legitimate threat. And Tozawa with the kicks, he's really, really an underutilized talent. And it's funny when Corey Graves called out his partner on commentary because he kept going on and on about Tozawa's stamina. Oh, Tozawa's stamina. And then Corey says, do you know something that we don't know about his stamina? Oh, never mind. Like, that was actually really ingenious, Corey Graves. And that sounded like a legit just shot to, what's his name? Vic Joseph, Patrick something? Victor Pat. I can't even remember his fucking name, the new commentary guy. Patrick something? Does anybody even give a fuck about this guy? No, right? Fuck him. Fuck his commentary. Great screenshot of there, Tozawa with a missile drop out of the ropes. It was actually a really fun match. It wasn't the match of the night or anything like that, but Corbin hits the end of days right there, and that shit is a wrap. He ain't losing. JBL, him celebrate. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Now we get a video package of Finn Balor hyping up his match against Seth Rollins later in the night. You got another video replay of what Theory did, and now you have an interview between Mia Yim, Bianca, Alexa, and Sasha. Blair says we ain't nothing to play with. Rhea ain't someone to take easy, but we got this. Bianca says I want to lead this time, but I'm sure everyone else here is just as hungry to take down Damage Control. We are the roughest, the toughest, and we're in this thing about war. Some bullshit she said. She said, we're into war and you're into games, I believe. Whoop-de-fucking-do. This was shit. I'm not excited about any of this. We get an interview now with Alpha Academy. You forgot to interview the big winner tonight, says Gable. Rollins with the shush Sarah Nation. Seems like this match is going to get 30 minutes, the main event. Finn Balor comes out, says, of course, I accept AJ's challenge tonight, but tonight's about me and Seth. AJ's for Survivor Series. Me and Seth have unfinished business, and I'm about to remind them about who I am. I am Finn Balor, and I'm about to go out there and become the new United States Championship. Finn Balor going into the match really, really confident. It's been made official, Finn versus AJ for Survivor Series. And now Seth Rollins, Finn Balor are going to go out there, and honestly, let's not forget Finn Balor is the first Universal Champion. This is a pay-per-view caliber kind of match. And, Gilch, what do you think? Did it live up to the hype for the main event of Monday Night Raw?
It was a good match.
Okay. So I give it a thumbs up as well. I thought it was a fun match. A lot of action. Exactly what you would expect from a Finn Balor and a Seth Rollins who delivered on a main event. I wish it had a little more storyline going into it. It seems a little random.
Yeah, that's what pulled me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very good match. I'm saying good is definitely not saying. It was a very good match.
It was a very good match. It was like a pay-per-view quality.
It was a pay-per-view quality, non-title fight against two guys that could swing it with anyone. But yeah, that's what just took it back of me for a little bit. Like, we had no storyline, we had no development here, so that's kind of like what pulled back a little bit for me there.
And how about you, Anthony? Did you enjoy this match?
Enjoyed the match. What I will say though is there, like you said earlier, like there's history with these two guys, so that's why Triple H made the match, because he knew of the history. Because that match was where Finn Balor hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't book a United States Championship match and then on Raw and then not have Balor. I liked the match. I thought it was good, but I just think that the opponent for Seth was a little too soon.
I think it would have been better if Seth would have did another open challenge and then Finn comes out and challenges him and then there's just some kind of substance there. Overall, I'm giving Raw a thumbs up, though, because the Theory segment really delivered on me. I love this promo. I love the work. And I like the little random surprises with Tozawa. It wasn't as cheesy as the 24/7 segment. And at least Tozawa and Dana Brooke aren't wrestling like they're 24/7 champions. They were out there wrestling like they're wrestlers. The problem is the crowd doesn't know who they are. So I felt like the crowd was really out of it a lot of times tonight. There was a lot of crickets tonight during some matches. But I feel like if you were watching this at home on TV, at least for me, I woke up when I started watching Theory. That's all I'll say. It did start off a little slow. I know Gilch was falling asleep like he's falling asleep right now. Overall, you giving Raw a thumbs up, Gilch?
Yeah, clear thumbs up.
All right. Clear thumbs up from us. We loved it. We love the whole thing they're doing with Theory. And we love professional wrestling. And I will be back here tomorrow night on NXT. Hopefully Dexter Loomis releases Jay. I'll send him a response right now. I can't pay you $5,000. But just let Jay go. We need Jay for NXT tomorrow night. Shout out to Jay. We hope you're okay. Hopefully you come back and, Dexter didn't do anything to you and makes you have nightmares. We don't want any of that for you. But you've been watching Wrestling with Savage. And I will be on Busted Open tomorrow morning. I have a long day on the road tomorrow, so I will be calling him around 11:30. I tried to be the last caller today, but Bully Ray decided to go off on a rampage about how he's going to beat the shit out of everybody at Impact, what he did to Hulk Hogan, his daughter, and Sting, and he's going to do it all again. He's going to become the world champion, and I couldn't get on the air today because Bully Ray would beat me up today. This has been Wrestling with Savage, Monday Night Raw. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody have a good night, and God bless. You are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Roger, you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo!
George.
Wrestling with Savage.
George, I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh?
With Savage!
Of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Roger, you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
I'm trying to give these two W's.